Hello, I am Rebecca Rainbow and welcome to the Rainbow Palace, London. I'm going to take you on a journey. It starts here with the rainbows. By the way, I did this whole flat myself. When I moved in, it wasn't rainbow coloured, trust me. So the rainbows start here, and then right now we're in all this orange. We are in the centre of the sun. It's very hot. So we're in the orange zone, following the rainbows. Mine's a step. Red, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violets. And we still keep following the rainbows. Double rainbow now. Double rainbow. Follow me. Into the beautiful yellow kitchen. Keep following me, because the rainbows need to be released. And the rainbows then go through this magical circular window and out and make rainbows all over the world. Well, that's my little story anyway. So this is the lovely yellow kitchen. I love this kitchen because it gets sun all day. And all these glass things make prisms of light that dance around the room. And I'm often late going somewhere because I see a rainbow and I want to photograph it. I have to show you my washing up bowl. I know life isn't about washing bowls, but maybe it should be. This is another sun and I wash up in it. This table I inherited from my grandmother, Rachel Brand, and she was an antique dealer. And this is actually the door to a church belfry tower where they would ring the bells. And that's why it has all these hinges on it, and there's the keyhole. It must have been a really big key. And then she put a frame round it. So it's very thin and narrow, and she made it into a table. This is where the Victorian servant, I suppose, would do their cooking here. It's the range, and this is magnetic because it's made of wrought iron. And it was all blocked up when I moved in, and I thought, I know, I'm going to convert it. And a friend and I, we made it into a shrine rack. Get it? And so with all this plaster work, we had a place for all the bottles. And there's a secret hiding place, don't tell anyone. And then I made a glitter waterfall with all the glitter flowing down, down, down to the whirlpool below. And I sometimes stick things on from the children that I work with. Dear Miss Rainbow, I gave you this letter because you care for me, and I also love you. Yours sincerely, Majua. I love the fact that it's and I also love you. And I love this picture because it says, you bring light and rainbows to a dark world. And that's me casting rainbows. That's from a boy. And this always makes me laugh because it says, you are my best teacher from Billy Joe. Did I teach her to spell? I hope not. And thanks to all the children that I've loved and worked with over the years, because they've also made this beautiful home as well, for all the love that they've ever given me. This green dream out here is my magical garden. Again, when I moved in, there was just pink concrete and a giant tree that eventually had to be chopped down. And then I brought in all these plants. Some of them were on my bicycle, some of them were dropped off, and bit by bit I made all these magical homes for the fairies, for the frogs, for the foxes, and other such creatures. Turtle and a meditating frog. So this is my magic shrine here. Very calming place in the middle of London. And then all these beautiful plants that I really love. We're heading into autumn now, but they're still partying. They love it. And I had lots of grapes. I had about 50 bunches of grapes actually. I did eat quite a few, but I've left lots for the birds as well, so I don't want to be too greedy. Because I have shops, but they only have gardens. So yeah, really delicious grapes. more fantastic plants. And loads of mirrors. The sun, because the sun comes here, the mirrors dance around, and sometimes they send laser beams. My cousin once came and he complained because he said it was like being in under a laser beam light because the mirrors came. But I love it. And I designed this kitchen. You might say designing a kitchen is not so difficult. Well, it was. It was particularly this, and I always wanted to have something curved because we're curved, we're not straight. And this flat has so many curves. There are about 7 curves in the walls. The Victorians were very, very feminine orientated when they made this flat, lots of curves. And all these different coloured knobs here. I just love it. And this is my glow-in-the-dark tea set. When I was in Poland, some friends of mine said, hey, hey Rebecca, look, this is on the cheap shelf, so only I would want a neon glow-in-the-dark tea set. I might show you that later. And anytime I see something colourful, well, I can't help it. Only colourful things allowed. South America, I'm coming your way one day. Soon, 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 I hope. Oh, and I made this lampshade out of chicken wire that I sprayed green and leaves. But I love it because it makes lots of patterns on the ceiling and it gives lots of light. So why not? Sequins. And up here, some antique gardening tools, also from my grandmother. She was incredible. So I've kept some of those up there. Many years ago I lived in Japan, and as you know, they're amazing with their dexterity with paper, and I've always kept this. It's really tightly bound miniature origami flowers, and I really love it. And this is a very old tray, and it used to be in my grandmother's house, and I love its simplicity of just the pictures of the fruit. It's not sophisticated, but I just really love it. This little box of matches here I found in a country called Burkina Faso in West Africa, and I just had to buy them. My mum sent me a rainbow button. This is what happens when you're into rainbows, there are so many options. Come into the underwater sea worlds. This is the bathroom of the Rainbow Palace. It's actually under the water, and the floor has shells and sand on it. So we come into the watery zone. So up here is all the waves, and this is the moon shining down through. And because we are below the waterline, all the water droplets are coming through, they're breaking through the surface. And over here we have a magnificent mermaid. There was a sailor, he was drowning, but she rescued him, and here she is, swimming and releasing him up. And she's really beautiful. This is actually not my, a friend of mine, Celia, I did the design on paper and my friend Celia executed it. I'm not figurative, I'm creative. I went crazy with the glitter and the mirrors, of course, but my friend Celia did this. Oh, when I leave here, I'm going to have to hack these walls down because it's so magical. So all of these magical glittery fishes and seahorses with the mermaids, they meet here, they have their mermaid meetings, and then they send out their mermaid vibrations up to the surface up there. And here we have a fantastic goddess from India. She's got it all. She flies, she swims, she's extremely beautiful, and I found her in India. And I found this, would you believe, on a park bench in Brussels, Belgium. And it's just sitting there, waiting to become part of the bathroom of the Rainbow Palace. And then this mirror I really love because my mother, she made it from driftwood. And there's another little mermaid there. She's just resting by the crystal. And we have, she's a kind of mermaid with feathers here. She's a hybrid mermaid fairy. And it's interesting, this driftwood, how it looks like a kind of like a fish. Talking about things that look like fish, I've also got this amazing stone here. I forgot about this. It's kind of like a, I don't know, like an otter or something, the shape. And another friend found this little rainbow fish for me in India. And because we're in the magical underwater world, the sand is like glitter. And it's all different colours. This, would you believe, I found in Morocco, and they carve these out of fossils. So they find these fossils are all great big chunks of stone. I had to really persuade the people at the airport to let me on with my luggage because I was really overweight because it weighs many, many kilos. So, as you can hear. And I never run out of food under the water because I have plenty of grapes. And here's another mermaid. She's just taking care of the grapes. And I have these two amazing columns that I found in a house in North London. And they really give it that feeling of a little bit like, I suppose, a bit like Atlantis or something. And then I just find things. I think someone was using these for a display, and I painted them green to give more depth, like the ferns, the seaweed whooshing away underwater. I love having baths in here, trust me. It's the best place in the world to have a bath. And I love this part of the hallway because of all the rainbows. Actually, the sun's coming in now, and here's a rainbow here. You can see it on my hand. Wow! So it casts rainbows here. And when I was doing this hallway, it was covered with flock wallpaper, like a lot of the flat. It was disgusting. I hacked it off, and then after the 5th layer, I got back to the original wallpaper from 1880, and here is a section of it. And I preserved it with an acrylic sheet, and I gave it a little garden to play in. I didn't want to cover it up. Ah, the rainbow's looking really strong now. And this light as well, I love this because this also, there's just so many options with all these glass and everything. It's fantastic. And I was just wondering, do you think I have enough bags, or I should maybe find some more? I absolutely love bags. This is a lovely mirrored bag from Rajasthan in India. This was made by a Belgian friend. He had it made in Nepal. It's hand embroidered and glows in the dark. And this is beautiful. It's made of elephant leather, and it's for the sand. This is from Timbuktu in Mali, and the desert, the Tuaregs, they use these because when they fold over, the sand can't go in. So that's brilliant. And I love rucksacks. I'm always going on an expedition, like down the road to the market. And I just love all these hanging things. When I was a little girl, we lived in Canada, and I was once in a shop and I was going pretty to this mobile hanging down, and the woman thought I was such a sweet baby, she gave it to me. And I think I've always loved things that are hanging down. I don't know why. And it's great at Christmas because I never actually decorate my house because it's Christmas every day of the year in the Rainbow Palace. So because we have the sun, we also, of course, have the moon. And we have the whole universe reflected in this lovely mirror. I found it in a charity shop, and loads of bits were broken, so I just got some Fimo clay and made some new balls and then painted them. So that was really good. And this is a little miniature portal here. I love this mirrored creation, because it just has, again, it reflects, it's got lots of different facets, a bit like us, and it reflects all the other lights. And then I've got mirrors, little hanging mirrors here that reflect off that, and it's a very busy little part of the flat. These are some lovely flowers, pretend flowers from India. If you go to the temple, you can offer these to the gods, and I love these. So here is the bedroom of the Magical Rainbow Palace, and oh, the sun's really beaming in here right now. It's beautiful. And it was the first room that I restored, actually, and it just felt like it should be pink. And I recently redid it, but I did lots to this, including making this design. It was kind of inspired, I suppose, by something Indian maybe, and I kept working on it and working on it. And then I borrowed an overhead projector, and I projected it onto the wall, the shadow, and then I painted on the shadow and the sari I found in India. And then this beautiful ceiling rose. And actually, when I recently repainted it, I didn't redo the yellow. I want it to be not overly painted, to show the relief. So this is the original mouldings from when the house was built. This is a piece of embroidery. This is a piece of embroidery from Kutch in Gujarat. And then I hung it up. I just love the way the Indian women, they just freestyle, just create these magical things. And then these doors, I love them. But they could probably do with being replacing, but they're still the original doors, and they bring the garden into the room. And as everybody knows about Rebecca Rainbow, she likes her clothes. So what do I do with all my clothes? Well, I decided to put these shelves in and then overhang it with material. So we have lots of very colourful clothes here and shoes. I love it. This is like a base camp in here, and I come in and change outfits. Sometimes I change outfits a few times a day. These beautiful candles are from, the candle holders are from, they're actually made by the Kashmiris in northern India, and I have been to Kashmir, but these I got in southern India this time, and they've got a magical quality. These are Moroccan Spirals. The Berbers of the High Atlas Mountains in Morocco, they really enjoy spirals. I have a spiral necklace as well from the Berbers. And this is a necklace from Nagaland, which is a province of India. It's closer to kind of Thailand, etc. So it almost looks African. And this beautiful little box here, I bought in Guatemala many years ago. It's just so beautiful and simple. I love that. It's a picture of me when I was a little girl. Don't I look so sweet? More clothes. And then another thing is, see, we've got 10 fingers, 10 toes, 1 neck, 1 head. Actually, I could do with having more necks like an Indian goddess, because I love decorating myself and wearing jewelry and rings and all sorts. So I took some twisted hazel from my friend's garden, and I just had everything hanging like I suppose a bit like fruits, and just beautiful jewellery, just things that are hanging. I've made some things, other friends have made things. Some of it's coming from South America or India, or got things that friends have made. And this box is Russian. I've had it since I was little, and I always think, oh, it must be those missing Russian royal family. When I was little, I used to think, oh, this is them, but it's not actually. But that was my little story when I was a little girl. Oh, it's the missing Russian royal family. But as you can see, they are not, they're more like peasant Russians. And I love that. I love their headscarves and the fact they're in the Russian Forest Fair. And this is made by my grandmother. Well, she commissioned it. towards the end of her life, she collected antique gardening tools, and she had this chair made so it has an oak seat and a sieve underneath and shears and a spade. You can sit on it. It's a really, really beautiful chair. And scarves. I hang them up because I just love another lot of colour just hanging. I just love things hanging and flying around. We've got all these colours here. Some of these are wonderful scarves from India, very inexpensive. Others are real silk and maybe cost a bit more, but I love them. And this headscarf is worn by the women up in Laos in Asia, which is to the north of Thailand, and they wear them over their head. This is the sitting room of the Rainbow Palace. This is an oil painting, and the aristocracy in Scottish castles, they didn't have curtains. They had enormous blinds, and they commissioned people to paint the blinds. And I really love this, and I love the fact that in here, where there's all these silvery, because this is a blue and silver room, that this contrasts so well. And I would love to know where this is. It's a disused abbey or somewhere that's fallen into disrepair, and in the centre there's a little Victorian couple walking inside it. I love it because of its sheer size. I don't know how it would work if I moved to a little hobbit hole where it would fit. And here I have an electric table. It's not on at the moment. When it gets dark, I'm going to show you that this is a giant optic fibre, and it changes colour. I had these shelves built in so I could put all my bits, and this is my sewing area. These curtains, my very fantastic mum, she made them. I think I helped a bit, and they're holographic. So I love anything holographic because when something's holographic, it's all the colours. I have a holographic outfit, and you can see it's like when petrol is spilled on the pavement, so it has all these different colours. It's like all the rainbows in the curtains. So, and they're just like an event in themselves. Sometimes I just sit and watch them. Who needs television? And here is the fantastic, beautiful, magical rainbow bird. The magical rainbow bird is a visionary journey that I developed for children, and they lie down and they just listen to the story. It's not a complicated story, it's more of a journey. So the child changes from a child into a magical rainbow bird in the forest, and then it rises up above the earth. Because it's so beautiful, it brings peace on earth. That's the synopsis of the story, and it's set to some beautiful music. And my friends Dan and Basha, they painted this story, and it's a really magical painting, and I would love this to be used, for example, by the United Nations as a vision for peace, yeah? So that the bird flying all over the earth is bringing peace, and you have all the rainbows encircling the earth, making a grid. And then when people look up and they see the rainbows, they realise that everybody sees the same blue sky, everybody breathes the same air. So why are we fighting? Yeah? So it's a really simple magical story. And this is a real working fireplace. Yeah, I do, when it's really cold, I do use it, and it's really good also for just, you want to write something down or something isn't working in your life and you can burn it. And it just goes. This is another thing from my grandmother. I think it's from a very old church in Italy. I assume it's the Virgin Mary. And she likes dressing up too, so I've given her a nice necklace and a few little things. Glow-in-the-dark juggling balls, we hope to see them later. And here we have a magical cabinet where everything's mirrored and glittery, and lots of neon things because I have UV tubes in here, we'll see those later. And here's a really beautiful textile from the Shipibo people of Peru, and when they create this lovely tapestry, embroidery, they sing ikoros, these healing songs, and each parts of this embroidery are gateways and portals, and I really, really, really love that. And here's another sequin, fantastic sequin picture from my friend, and her name is Sequin. It's always shining. And we have a little owl here. He's very sweet. He's quite strong. He's quite a strong owl. I've got lots of creatures in the Magical Rainbow Palace. And this is a little alien, and I've adopted him, so he keeps me company in the Rainbow Palace. And I hope you've enjoyed looking at my home. People say to me, well, why do you love colours so much? And I don't even think about it. I just do. I think it started when I was about 15 and I saw this jacket from Bali, and it was all different colours. It was orange and purple and green, and it was reversible, and that was it. And then I found these Scottish fisherman's tops that were orange and yellow, and I can't even explain. I used to have rainbow hair as well when I was in India. Actually, for quite a few years I had rainbow hair at the front, and I used to make it different colours every day. And colours just bring happiness, and then I officially changed my name to Rebecca Rainbow, because you might as well be your own name. And also all the children that I work with, they love it. And I'm called Miss Rainbow when I go to schools. And it brings them happiness as well, because children really respond to colour. And I sometimes even dress. So even if I'm feeling sad, it wouldn't necessarily stop me wearing a bright colour, because you could even, for example, wear a pink if you're feeling sad, to remind you of the flowers that were in someone's garden of the person maybe you're feeling sad about, or blue for the blue sky. You don't have to, anyway, it's a whole, it's something I don't even think about. Someone actually last year asked me if I wanted to do a colour therapy session, and I said no, I don't think I need any advice on colour. They said no, and they wrote me this really long email. No, but I think I can show you your favourite colours and I can talk about what suits you best. And I was trying to kind of politely say, I don't think you get it. I am a rainbow, and I just feel it. I don't even think about it. So this flat has been a real work of love. I think there's going to come a time when I'm going to let it go, but I've made it into the Rainbow Palace, and when I let it go, the colours and the rainbows will still be everywhere. And it's important to live a life of colour. It really is, because there's all the different coloured people in the world, and there's all the different coloured flowers and plants, and the sun makes all different colours as it burns. And all the galaxies and nebulas, they're all beautiful colours, so we're just a part of all that. So, yeah. Thank you for visiting my flat. And you're also going to be seeing a nighttime version of the UV lights in this room. Rainbow Palace. Just to finish off, this is a piece of crystal salt from the salt mines near Timbuktu in Mali, West Africa. And when I put it on my food, I grate it. And it's one of the many gifts I have that have filled up my beautiful Rainbow Palace. And some of the gifts are invisible, like the love of all the children I've taught, and also all the people who visited. Thank you for visiting, and